unraveling a web of deception. A mysterious disappearance, alibis, and hidden truths emerge. Jennifer Soto shows her true colors from day one of her daughter Maddie Soto missing.
Story. Again, I think it's a combination of Stefan and her that came up with this story. Absolutely. Thank you, Nath and Randy B. You're right. Absolutely scripted. Close your eyes and listen to her talk, and it's just just keywords over and over.
So there's the prepared statement.
And I've already gone through her messages.
Okay. How about, does she have like Apple Watch?
She's got a device. The only device she's got on her right now is her school laptop.
Her school laptop? Is that trackable?
Yes, yes.
I don't think so.
It should be.
Hey, is this you, Rebecca? Can you hear me now? Hello. You guys say hello to Can You Hear Me Now? This is grandma of Corey Michelow. You remember little Corey Michelow, Brianna Michelow, the abuse in New Jersey, Christopher Gregor. Anyway, prayers for the for this family, the Michelows, and hello, everybody. Hello, says hello. We always love when you come by.
Wi-Fi is turned on. It'll try to connect to new Wi-Fi. So if I like circle here,
It connects to any of
Does she know all the history of running away or anything? She's just hanging out.
Possibly, I don't know. She got dropped off. She was like, so she's embarrassed by his car. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off like half a block away so she can walk.
Yes.
She's in a phase.
But he dropped her off half a block away and drove away.
And drove away. And that's it.
End of story, done. My daughter's
We
gone.
have a priority order, which is slightly forgiven because the police officer did immediately ask about the telephone. Traditionally, we might say that her priority should be looking for Madeline and not.
Yeah, I love this. Her priority's not looking for Madeline. It's for looking for Madeline's phone and looking for the people that she can discuss, that she talked to create an alibi. Everything is creating an alibi for herself right now and trying to deceive law enforcement so that they don't find her right away, because that could be catastrophic. Oh wait, and it is. If it wasn't for the CSAM, this case probably wouldn't have went the way it did so quickly. That and them finding Maddie's body so fast, right? Thanks to Thomas Karras.
Not establishing the telephone alibi. It's diluted slightly because of the question. However, her delivery indicates to me that it is in fact the priority to deliver the alibi, and it was delivered in a tonality and speed and linguistically, which demonstrates to me that is a pre-prepared immediate statement, whether he had asked about the telephone or not. So we have a priority inversion where she should be delivering information about Madeline, and instead she's delivering information about the telephone alibi. Let's go into a little bit more detail on that.
I mean, you guys can look at the words almost and say, geez, how didn't law enforcement arrest her already? But what I gotta say is, even though law enforcement hasn't arrested her yet, they're very interested based on the behaviors and these situations that happened. All right. They are very, very interested. And I just pray that Jenn Soto does get arrested. All right. All right. Let's keep going. Don't let her fool you guys. She's always 2 steps ahead. I agree.
So this is where we have got up to. And next, we're going to hear from somebody else. Does she have a history of running away? Never. And then another question is asked, and it's hard to make out. Something around she might be just hanging out. And Jenn says, I possibly, I don't know. So recognize the linguistic fractures of deception. She got dropped off, and you know I'm concerned about this phraseology. She was like, so. She's embarrassed by his car. So here we have the delivery of the reason.
You know, I really do think, Coco Cutie, and I did get your email, I really do think that law enforcement really just wanted to narrow in on Stefan and put all resources into getting the person that was last seen with Stefan. I believe that Jenn Soto was looked at by them with a side eye, but nothing further than that, because circumstantial evidence would have been a lot harder to get circumstantial evidence, and we still wouldn't have got a resolution yet. But with Stefan, it was a one shot. We got him on the CSAM. He was the last person. We saw him with Maddie's body open, shut, and Stefan never talked up until now. They still kept that scripted story. And even when prodded by his parents to open up your mouth and tell what Jenn did, he refused to. He said she was a loving mother and she lost a daughter too. Well, now it's much different. I think he's had time to sit there and think about it. And you guys are asking me, ask him this, ask him that. I absolutely have asked him about that night or the morning that happened and where Jenn was. Did she help get Maddie dressed that morning to clean up the vomit and then get her ready for school? That's why Jenn can't remember exactly what she was wearing. What is it? So anyway, I'm absolutely, and I hope that, I don't even care if he gives me the answers. Tell law enforcement, please.
And why, so being the in blue as the indicator, she's embarrassed by his car.
I know.
And yet we're told in another statement that this is the very first time that Stephan Sterns has dropped her at school. So this is excuse making, which is linguistics incorrect for her statement of this is the first time he's dropped her at school.
Not only that, you guys, it doesn't make any sense to anybody, including me, that when Eileen, it doesn't add up. Listen, if you're watching a news station later on and you're hearing that this guy Stefan is this awesome bonus stepdad that's been there for years and they all sleep together and she trusts him so much, why is he only taking Maddie to school one time? And wait, what? That's not even the same car. That was the only time that he had that car, and it wasn't his car he was using. He was using the Deb and Chris's car. So I'm not sure what they're even talking about in this situation, because he didn't use his hoopty. He used the Sterns car, which didn't look like his, all painted and crusty like his. I just don't understand. I don't know when they came up with this story or what, but they stuck to it, and it just doesn't make sense all around, any of it. None of that makes sense.
She's embarrassed by his car. And the reason that she's using this is to justify later on in the statement why it is that she was dropped off. Like here we are. So she didn't want to be dropped off at school. She, notice the pronouns. Her daughter's missing. Her daughter's missing. Madeline's missing. In deceptive statements, deceptive criminal statements in particular, and missing person statements in particular, we have the name removed mathematically incorrectly, percentage-wise. And with Jennifer Soto, she's off the scale. She literally drops her child's name. So,
and you can see it in writing. I like how he has this up here in writing, because she'll say Stefan's name, she'll say other people's name like our sister, but she doesn't say Maddie's name. And keep note of this, in the original police report, they wrote down that Jenn Soto was using Maddie in a past tense, right? But you can see here, she, he, her, she never says her name.
She didn't want to be dropped off at school. She wanted to be dropped off which isn't necessarily, so here she ruins her statement by telling us that it isn't like this at all, but it's only like half a block away in her mind. So she can walk.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So immediately we have deceptive markers, and lots of them. Sterns chimes in. She's in a phase, I think is his reason why, his excuse. Jenn takes over. He, referring to Sterns, dropped her off half a block away and drove away. So here, which should be in pink, we have sensitivity. Very close together, repeating the excuse. The officer says, incorrect transcript slightly, but we can't quite hear. Did she ever go to school? And Jenn says, no, we called school. And then Sterns chimes in. They're talking over each other a little bit. She was walking in that direction. I don't know if we've covered in the lessons so far, but I will do so in another lesson without getting sidetracked. The difference between this and that in the linguistics is very important and tells us a lot. That is slightly further away. This is slightly closer, but.
And it would be really cool if Deception Detective came back around on this case and took a look at a piece of the evidence to run an episode, because I do love his cards. And I think these cards and the words come from an app like that or a program like that. That's Veriscope. It's actually what law enforcement uses. And Jenn Soto uses the word honestly a lot. She starts her sentences by honestly, or the way she phrases everything is telling you that she's got something to hide and she's sticking to that scripted story that her and Stefan talked about. So liars often use perception qualifiers, which may reflect their insecurity about being believed. So words like honestly, frankly, and truthfully can suggest deception. All right. So same thing. Now we're mixing body language and linguistics into this case here in this interview, which we have not done before.
In this case, she says she was walking in that direction.
Yep. I'm going to say, I like that one.
She was rifling through her backpack, which we know is sensitive, just looking for something. We're being told this is viewed in the rear view mirror as he's driving away.
Mm-hmm.
She was walking in that direction. She was rifling through her backpack, just looking for something. As he's driving away in the rear view mirror, I thought maybe she was just looking for headphones.
She does.
Before she got to walking on. Before she got to walking on.
Now, when Jenn does recite this story, she always recites it as if she were there. That's what got her in trouble so many times, because she acted like she was there until it was impossible for her to have been there. All right, Allie, Oz, I love your channel. Unfortunately, I had to drive home and stop at the pharmacy. I'm now way behind. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about Jenn Soto's coordinated deception and alibi in this original body cam the night that Maddie went missing, the first night. 2/27/2024.
But she was just kind of ruining his statement, because